everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Fourtress of a podcast about movies and TV shows and video games and lots of pop culture and nerd things. My name is Oscar. I'm slightly ill today, and I'll be one of your hosts. Along with the two other hosts, we got Brian, a.k.a. New Reliable, a.k.a. Mr. Negative on a Redemption Dragonball Z arc, and Devin, Mr. Nowhere. Hey,
Yo.
I feel
Yes.
pretty okay, but I do have a stomach ache. But I think that's just my life
stomach.
perpetually.
No.
Because I eat like shit and don't take care of myself.
Yeah, this is just life.
Being in your 30s, shit's trash. Don't live this long, guys.
Oscar, I mean, having a common cold, I mean, shit, man. I feel like that's a pre-COVID thing to say. Because, like, I haven't had a cold since,
I know, it's pretty weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've tested negative, so I'm like, it's not that at least, but I'm just like, this is a weird feeling.
Remember being sick?
I don't miss it.
Right.
Yeah.
I can say that. But yeah, guys, we got a big fucking packed show. Should we hop into our first segment of the week?
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
yeah. Because
Do
when
it.
our show is big, we curse. Fuck.
News talk.
Listeners, we're in the news, but since there's been so much news, obviously that we can't talk about everything, so sorry. But that means we're now heading into a sub-segment of the news. Cue it!
Mom's Passetti.
Yeehaw! I fuck my mother. What?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It gets worse every time. Every week.
It gets
I'm sorry.
worse every week. We're in the trailer park, listeners. First trailer up. The Flash got a new trailer. Guys, all I can say is let's get nuts. Let's get fucking nuts!
I
can't
that.
believe it.
I hate it. I hate that reference so bad. I don't know why.
Oh my God. It's such chaos, that scene from... listeners, if you don't know, that's a reference to the 89 Batman where Bruce Wayne just is a lunatic for no reason. He smashes the vase and he's so angry.
Probably the most best depiction of actual Batman and how it would be like. He's just a dude with a mental disorder and too much money.
He's got mental illness, yeah. Guys, I can't... the reason I'm worried about this movie, other than the obvious Ezra Miller effect, is that it seems impossible for it to live up to this hype. Because right now, the hype is unreal.
That's my biggest issue right now, is it looks really good, but I'm so tired of hearing people talk about it and hearing things about it. They definitely have overhyped the hell out of this movie. And seeing as how we've had so many mid-ass superhero movies in the past couple years, I don't know if this is going to be the X Factor. I'm cautiously optimistic, I suppose.
I'm not optimistic at all. I'm ready and willing to shit on this movie.
I was going to say, Devin ready to shit on DC? What a surprise.
I want to love it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks so good. And it's just like, it's so weird. It's a weird situation to be in. We've talked about this all in the past, but judging it based off just like the trailer of what this movie, it looks like it could be one of the best movies of the year. No doubt.
That might not be saying much, seeing what we've come up with so far.
DC? One of the best movies of the year?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No question. Absolutely.
I mean, Mario reviewed weird, so I'm not sure.
Mario just made $1 billion. We got to remind.
I just want us to cap this moment. Let's rewind to this after The Flash comes out. And
I will happily eat crow. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I got nothing to lose. Talking about a fucking fictional movie. Oh, you out of your mind? What the hell are we talking about? But based on this trailer, I'm excited to see. It looks like there's more Batman than Flash in this trailer, which might be on purpose.
This whole trailer is another reminder that this is not a Flash movie. This is the Captain America movie for DC.
Yep.
Yeah. But man, Michael Keaton looks great. Him and the Batwing flying through the sky at the end of this trailer, and then showing all the logos of all the heroes that are going to be in this at the end. I was like, y'all went too hard. Y'all went too hard in this trailer. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It looked great. We'll see. This movie coming out in June, very soon.
Finally.
I'm excited.
Finally. It feels like we've been talking about this movie for 3 years.
9 years later.
God damn.
This trailer's been playing for like 2 years now. Jesus.
It's nuts.
Feels like 2 years. Yeah.
Right. All right, moving on. Next trailer, Transformers, Rise of the Beasts. Another trailer, which for a movie that I have no reason to be excited for, but am genuinely excited for this movie.
I've always had a soft spot for Transformers, despite them being absolutely despicable movies for the most part outside of Bumblebee.
Right.
This one hits different. I don't know. Maybe it's the bias,
good,
the nostalgia.
Man.
It looks good. I love Beast Wars. We were talking about it off air a little bit. I used to wake up every morning and watch that stupid fucking show. Wasn't that a CG show?
It was an ugly show.
It was a really ugly show. Yeah. But I love that shit. I had an Optimus Primal toy. And he did the little, flip the little body parts, and it would do that. I'm pretty sure I broke his face off, but you know?
Yep. He was a gorilla, right? Because I think I
Yeah.
had that same one.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
him, and I think whatever the Cheeto one's name was.
Cheetor, I
Is
think.
it really?
I think it's Cheetor.
Moving on.
Yeah.
That's awful. Worst name ever. Moving on.
I don't know what it is, but if you ever put DMX in a trailer and music, it's just gonna be a good trailer.
We've getting really weird with the orchestral versions of rap songs. How that's just become like a norm for
Dude.
trailers.
I love it.
Like I feel like
love
Black
it.
Panther really kind of started that, or at least
Yeah, a bit.
reinforced it. I feel like we had a time where that kind of went away.
Mm-hmm.
So now everyone's doing it, and I don't know. It feels it's one of those things like it's not racist, but it feels racist. But no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good rendition. for
Yeah.
sure.
Did you guys have seen all the other Transformers movies, right?
I think I might have not seen whatever the last one that came out was. That was like
It was
normal
terrible, and I fell asleep. But that was the movie where they tried to introduce Unicron, and it was really dumb.
Really?
But in that, what makes this movie look like they're actually doing proper planet-size Unicron, which looks dope as hell, and I'm excited to see what the hell that means and what they're gonna do with it. And love a good one shot at the end of this trailer. Love a good oneer. It looks fantastic.
Good
It looks
one.
like fucking Saturday morning cartoons, dude. It just looks so good.
I'm excited. It's gonna be stupid. Mark Wahlberg's not gonna be in there, so that's a win.
Thank
if I've ever
God.
seen one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it's brown. This movie's brown.
Yeah. That was interesting as well. I wasn't expecting that, especially being in the 90s and stuff. But I guess with a hip hop trailer, you got to keep it fucking POC.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Which brings me to one of the things I hate. There is a character in there that's obviously supposed to be a black man. I don't like it when they do that. There's one of the guy he was talking about, like, well, yeah, he's the size of a planet. And he's got kind of the hip hoppiness to the way he talks.
You know that's Pete
Mhm.
Davidson, right?
That's Pete Davidson? That's
Yeah.
racist. That's absolutely racist. Because what the fuck?
the
It gives
one
me
who was
same-
like, "Hey, I thought we were boys."
It gives me the same, and I guess maybe he's trying to be New York, but it sounds a little too black. It's not New York enough. Or New Jersey, where the fuck he's from. 'Cause it gives me the same vibes as in Transformers 2, those fucking Latino
no.
robots that were incredibly racist.
That was
Oh, right.
very racist.
Right? Yeah, that was
Michael Bay turns out probably not great,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Turns out he has the humor of a 14-year-old boy, as we should have known.
Yeah.
I'm hurt. I don't want to see the movie anymore.
yeah. Yep.
Wild.
We'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
Next up, Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Got a first trailer. Prequel. It's a snow origin movie. It actually looks kind of interesting to me, at least. I thought I was like, okay, I can kind of get into this. If this is like a one-off, I don't want to see 8 movies of this though. If this is just a cool one-off and then done, I'm with it. I'm with it.
I see people in there I like. Viola Davis looking crazy and scary. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Peter
man.
Dinklage, kind of just looking like Peter Dinklage, but that's fine.
Mhm.
He just, as long as he has the beard, he just looks cool. So it's whatever. Yeah, I'm interested in this. I have a weird history with Hunger Games just as a whole. I've
Mhm.
like loved the first movie so much randomly, like 3 years after it came out. So then I got the books and everything and read the first 2 books and watched the second movie and then went to go see the third movie in theaters day 1, Thursday, 9 p.m. Fell asleep because that was the most boring fucking thing I ever saw before in my life, which led me to never finish the last book and then never watch the 4th movie. So
Damn. You'll finish it one day.
it's one day. Maybe now that this is coming out, maybe that'll give me the vibes to do so.
Right.
Mhm.
I like that in this trailer. It looks like at one point Snow shaves his head or gets a real crew cut hair. I was like, why does this dude look like Slim Shady for half of this movie? He got the platinum blonde hair and everything and like a tank top. I was like, what are we doing?
It's a look. A choice was made.
It is very much so. We'll see. That comes out, I think, this Thanksgiving, so November-ish time. Last trailer. Oh no, 2 more. There's a game one. We're moving to games. Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, the new FromSoft game. It sure looks like a mech game. Brian, you're the only one I think that's played any of these games before. Does it look like what you think it would look like or should look like?
It looks fucking great to me. Like visually, it's a very impressive game in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Armored Core has always been. I don't know why I've had a weird history. I don't really like mech games now that I'm an adult, but for some reason as a kid, me and my cousin used to go hard for these games. Used to play the shit out of these games. Controls, clunkiest thing you've ever seen before in your life. It's like controlling a mech in real life. I feel like it's about the same. But no, these games go hard. So I think the people that are interested in it are definitely gonna eat it up. I wonder if it'll make any new fans. I think it'll have to be really different from the old games. So the old games are quite convoluted, but also FromSoft loves to make games that are really convoluted. So maybe this will just work. I don't know.
My only thing is like the reason I kind of generalize it. It looks like a mech game in the sense that yeah, it's a lot of dodges to the left and to the right with some jet boost type
Yeah.
shit. Not shockingly, like none of this kind of surprised me just based off this one trailer. I'm sure it's gonna play and feel incredible, but just based off this trailer, not seeing any of like the UI or anything like that, it just mostly left me wondering a little more.
One of the big drives of Armor Core that I remember was the customization. There's so much you can do to your mech to make your mech different. It's like it's really it reminds me similar to like I don't know if you've played more recent Call of Duties. I think you have, where like if you play online and stuff, you can like do so many little different tweaks to your guns. There's like 80 attachments on your gun
Right.
screen or
Yeah.
whatever. It's kind of like that. So you can really get nerdy about it
Okay.
if you want to, and I think a lot of people enjoyed that aspect of it.
That makes sense.
Even down
That
to like
makes sense.
customization, what your mech looks like. You can give them a stupid head or make them green, all that kind of shit.
Well, I can't believe they put out a game this soon. Apparently, it's coming out in August. We'll see.
They're
It's
they're
nuts.
keeping their hype right now. They're having their Samuel L. Jackson years where they're like, we are doing well, keep it coming. Let's wait
Yeah,
till let's
for real.
make games until we fuck it up. So
All right, last trailer for the week, listeners. This one is hot because we kind of forgot it existed until like 10 minutes ago. Twisted Metal. They had showed a poster a couple days ago, and then they said that the teaser was coming. It came. Anthony Mackie's in it. It's a Peacock original. Take that however you want, listeners. Yeah, I don't fucking care. Someone else do talk about it. What the hell is this?
Devin, do you have anything to say about it?
I mean, all I remember of Twisted Metal was that it doesn't really have a story. You just like run around a bowl, just trying to shoot each other in cars, like Death Race, but way more
Right.
sloppy. So to make that into a show with a plot, let's see.
And that's the thing that so I know I'm really negative. We all know that I'm Mr. Negative. I'm trying to be on a redemption arc. I don't actually want anything to be bad. I want things to
No,
be good.
yeah.
Like that's why I'm so critical of things. I want things to be good. This looks fucking awful. This looks fucking despicably awful. So I've played a lot of the
Mhm.
Twisted Metal games. I don't really remember the first one. It was like PlayStation 1, so it probably looked like shit and probably didn't really have a story. But there's some interesting stories that I was talking off air about that is almost like a horror movie. When it comes
Right.
down
Yeah.
to like you learn about the storylines of where these characters kind of came from and what they're doing and the reason why they're in this race. Because you're supposed to get a wish at the end of the race. You basically get whatever you want. And it's kind of like a genie situation where
okay.
it's like you get what you want, but it's not what you expect, kind of situation like that.
It's like a monkey's paw shit.
Yeah, so that's what's kind of interesting about this. But this seems like they're going such a weird route of making it funny and lighthearted and goofy. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, it is over the top. Like that's definitely one of the parts of the story, but it's not like this. The tone feels wrong. Also, Anthony Mackie just being Anthony Mackie hits
He
me
looks
wrong.
exactly the same. It's so funny.
It looks like he literally just walked on set and just started performing. Like
Yeah.
he was in his street clothes and
Yeah.
everything. I don't even think they put makeup on him.
He's like, I have to
Oh,
keep my
man.
goatee for Captain America stuff. So I keep that look.
Like I know it's Peacock, which is another reason this TV show is gonna be absolute shit. Is it's a Peacock show, so maybe the budget's low.
I wasn't too upset by the comedic aspect of it based off no knowledge of the game and just like Devin, I thought there was no story and it's just blows shit up. So lean into
Yeah.
the comedy would be kind of funny. But Brian, you bringing up how there's some horror elements. I thought this came into my head. Like it could have been interesting if they took this like almost an anthology series where each episode was a different character from the game's like story, and then it ends with them about to do the race, and then like the last like 2 episodes are the actual race
That'd be
type
cool.
of shit. But I don't know what the hell this is.
Considering they've only shown Anthony Mackie and then what's his face? What is
Is it
Sweet
Sweet
Tooth?
Tooth?
Yeah. I don't even know what characters are going to be showing up in this shit. I don't know who's casted for anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm nervous about this one. This one might.
Are Peacock shows good? Has anyone watched the Peacock original?
I have actually, and I'll be talking about it in one of my
Yeah.
free for all.
Some of them
okay.
look pretty
All right.
good, but
Yeah.
I only have Peacock for Premier League, so
They do have Rotten Tomato stuff, like information by each thing, and I did see something that did have an 88%. So someone
Yeah.
likes it.
All right.
I don't know.
Peacock to me it feels a lot like Hulu, where I feel like there's a lot of good stuff on it, but I never really explored to find out.
Yeah, I don't-
Right. Yeah,
I watch The Office on it sometimes. That's about it.
that's fair.
Mhm.
That's fair. All right, that's the trailers and teasers. We're out. We're out of the trailer park, but we got one piece of news because it was a pretty big thing that happened this past week. Back to this fucking dumb, stupid Microsoft Activision merger. The UK government's Competition and Markets Authority posted on their government website that they're blocking it. They've made a decision. They're gonna block it based off not what you'd expect, based off some cloud gaming stuff. But I think it's just funny that this is still going on.
So I'm gonna be a little selfish here. I really want this merger to go through because I really don't want to spend $70 for Diablo 4. I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. I don't want to spend $70 for Diablo 4. I want them to put it on Game Pass so I don't have to spend the money. I'm trying to hold off on pre-ordering or anything until this because I was hoping it was going to go through by now. It hasn't yet. I'm pissed. That's literally my only reason. That being said, yeah, this feels like a weak argument to talk about how it will stifle the cloud gaming sphere with Xbox in doing this because I really don't think we're at a point where anybody can monopolize on it quite yet. I mean, Game Pass is doing very well, but it's not doing so much better than any of PlayStation or Sony's services or even Nintendo services to be considered a monopoly. I would think the procurement of the company as a whole of Activision, yes, absolutely, that's probably an issue. But to go for the cloud gaming aspect was a really weird approach.
Weird legal strategy.
Yeah, I also like the added, like, they're just, like, having some other, like, comments, but I like how they're like, yeah, we just don't believe that you signed a deal with Nintendo, but we know this shit don't work.
Listen, Call of Duty has been on many Nintendo systems. I did play Call of Duty on the Wii. It was atrocious, but it did exist. And those motion controls were kind of cool. I'll give them that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I'm sick of fucking hearing about this news, but on the other hand, if this makes fucking what's Homeboy's name, head of Activision, scumbag guy, what's his name?
God,
Alleged scumbag guy.
I certainly can't even remember his name anymore because he's so far out of Bobby Kotick.
If this makes him upset, I'm happy.
True.
That's true. More money out of his pocket. Fuck that idiot. Yeah, I don't know. It's all the whole merger is a weird thing. It was Activision's literally only plan with what was going on. They had to get bought by somebody, and it's funny because if it wasn't Xbox, it would have been PlayStation. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Which would have been wild, honestly.
Right. So it's like they had to go somewhere, but I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like maybe Microsoft heard rumors that it was going to be Sony, and they're like, if we have nothing, then if they get that, we have literally nothing. We need to get something.
Yeah. Scoop it up. Yeah, I want to say Bobby Kotick said he was in talks with Microsoft about it pretty early before like the information was coming out that they wanted to be bought.
On the other hand, though, I'm just like Microsoft. You were gonna spend like what was it, like $9 billion, whatever the crap ridiculous amount of money. I'm just like, we use that money to just make a good game.
Yeah,
doing?
That's
no, but established IP is so much easier, dude.
I know it's
Starfield. We've been looking for Starfield for 6 years now. Redfall comes out soon. That looks kind of dicey. Xbox is struggling with their exclusives. They've been for a while, but it's got. I mean, Halo. We know that been a shit show. They need a win. So their win right now is stealing other companies.
Right.
Yeah.
It all just seems kind of petty from all ends. And like people are like jabbing at each other on Twitter and shit. It's just so funny to watch.
It's wild.
Like these are like professional like people. What are y'all doing?
It's so crazy how shitty you can act when you make a lot of money. Like we always talk about professionalism and stuff, but as soon as you make over $1 million, it feels like you can just be a dick again. You don't have to do or say anything. You just call someone a dick on the the Congress floor. Like,
right.
We live in a weird world. I don't know.
We sure fucking do. That is the news, listeners. We'll probably report whenever this actually goes through, if it ever does. Who knows? What is going to happen?
And I can't wait to play Diablo 4 once that happens.
That's the only time Brian will. Guys, we did it. We did the news. Shall we now move into our main topic of the week?
Oh, yes. I'm excited.
Which, listeners, we're in another Fourtress, though. This is a Fourtress we haven't been in before. This is a Mortal Kombat fucking March Madness Final Four bracket style tournament that we're introducing. I don't know how this idea came about, but we'll just say because of the Guardians is coming out. That's kind of 90s-ish, 80s-ish. And then this Transformers movie took place in the 90s. We don't really have a reason as to why this came about, but we're doing it anyways because we are in the Fourtress Hub.
Bracket challenge.
So what are we calling the squads? Best squad. Oh, we love squads.
I don't know.
Team up. Team
90s
kids
squads. 90s TV show squads specifically, because movies would be a very big difference.
We love a good squad.
Big difference, yes. So, listeners, we're doing a bracket style tournament, a la March Madness or whatever you enjoy, based entirely on 90s kids teams. No, and also don't be mad if we missed your fucking favorite show. We don't care and we forgot about it.
Nobody watched The Tick. Show sucked.
I watched it.
We need to be specific because Devin was very much trying to put some Batman the animated series. It's not a team. We established beforehand that it has to be a very central element to the show that they work as a team. Batman, no, it's
Hey,
not on there.
he's a one-man team, a one-man army, and also Robin.
And we also established that a team it has to be at least 3 people. That's why there are no angry beavers. That's why there's no cat dog.
No duos, no sidekicks.
No duos.
No, we want a full ass
No.
squad.
Exactly. So, with that, we have already had our bracket established beforehand. But parameters as to how we're voting, obviously, we will vote sort of on which ones we'd like, but also we're trying to focus on the team element because of based off the team up. So, that will be influenced in our observations on where we're voting. And if you get mad at who wins, message Devin. Anyways, with that being said, if there's spoilers, check it. I don't think there'll be spoilers.
The spoilers on 90s cartoons.
Yeah.
You've had 30 years to watch it at this point. If you haven't gotten
I
there
don't
yet,
think
I don't know
I don't
what to
think
say.
you missed a very
Yeah.
specific arc in fucking Hey Arnold, which is not on here. Don't get mad
Spoiler
at
alert, he dies.
With that, Brian, you want to read off the first match of the tournament?
So our first match of this tournament, we have Powerpuff Girls versus Boy Meets World. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I think this should be a pretty unanimous decision. Meets World is just kind of happy to make the tournament. You know,
I'm trying to work up a good, interesting, compelling argument for Boy Meets World in this.
I would say Boy Meets World's best aspect is that it's probably got more maturity compared to Powerpuff Girls in terms of working as a team. I feel like the Powerpuff Girls were constantly like somewhat butting heads because they're fucking children.
They're literally 5 years old.
But when they come together is when, and then you get that one shot of, you know, all 3 of them punching one dude in sequence.
True. Yeah, I mean, Powerpuff Girls is a tough one to beat. It's a tough one to beat.
I mean, Powerpuff Girls, they got straight hands. They literally went into prison just to beat the shit out of Mojo Jojo again. He hadn't even done anything bad yet. They were worried that he might. They're literally triplets, so they have a pretty good synergy when it comes down to it, because, you know, they're almost the same person. They were made in a lab, gross.
Right.
They saved the world many a times. They're kind and sweet to the people that deserve it, and then they know when to beat some ass as well, like to help their dad. That's familial. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Boy Meets World, they just they got humility, and they help each other's problems, and
just people growing up.
It's just life.
Just some kids living.
I will say, because I feel like we have to determine that it's not like the whole cast of Boy Meets World. It's probably just the main 3.
I was gonna say, is Mr. Feeney part of the team?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that would change things. You get a wise old man on
wisdom.
your squad.
Yeah, that man used to give you some nuggets of knowledge. That's a pretty important thing to have to a team. But if he's not on the team, then fuck it, don't matter.
Yeah, I don't know if he makes the cut. I think it might just be a Corey Sean Topanga scenario, and with just the 3 of them,
I feel like Sean used to fuck up a lot. I feel like Sean was a bad
did.
teammate. He definitely wasn't about the squad like everyone else was.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Topanga was the Hermione of the situation. She was definitely like, Sean and Corey were always really stupid, and she was kind of like the voice of reason and a lot of their dumb shit, being dumb boys.
Yeah,
I'm going Powerpuff Girls.
Should
Easy.
we vote?
Easy first round.
I think so. Easy first round as well.
I'm also voting Powerpuff Girls.
Easy.
Powerpuff Girls, you move on to the second round. Congratulations.
Love it.
Next matchup. Devin, what we got?
All right. The next matchup. We got Captain Planet and the Planeteers versus the Animaniacs.
Man, this is an easy combo. This is the same shit. Does anyone have defense for the Animaniacs?
So I'm gonna try my best here.
All right.
So, I mean, we talk about Captain Planet the same way. I mean, it's not Boy Meets World. Obviously, has some powers and stuff, the rings, because Captain Planet came down and bestowed upon, you know, the
bunch of children.
Yeah, whatever. But they're just some fucking kids, and kids are stupid, and kids do stupid things. And I mean, I guess they had teamwork. I feel like it's mostly Captain Planet doing most of the heavy lifting, and then them just being like, "We learned from you, Captain Planet."
Yeah, that's the thing with some of these squads. It's like it's very heavy on the leader. You know, there's not a lot of equality. Whereas Animaniacs, a lot of equality in Mayhem. They're pretty equal. They're on pretty equal footing for the
What's the origin story of Captain Planet? Did a weird alien really just come from another planet and just pop up and be like, "Hey kids, would you like some powers?" Save the world.
Recycle.
Yeah,
I think so. I don't quite remember, but
I think he's an alien. I think that's part
It's kind
of
of what we need, honestly. We need.
I mean, we
aliens
need.
to
Yeah,
tell
we
us
need a
what to
Captain
do
Planet
with our
now.
planet.
Yeah, the Animaniacs are pure chaos.
That's my only thing is that I feel like they will self-sabotage and fuck themselves.
They are the most chaotic neutral I think you could possibly be as a squad. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but
they do work together quite well, though.
they do work together very, very seamlessly.
Yeah.
And then also they have that cartoon immunity where they're basically impervious to everything because they're cartoons. They
Exactly.
cannot die. They go through the scariest moments of life and they never die.
True.
That's a good point. I didn't think this would be as tough as you. Those compelling arguments, though.
I mean, my soul can't vote against Captain Planet.
I feel like one's gonna accidentally destroy the world, where another one will save it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the world,
for the sake of humanity, I think I might have to lean towards Captain Planet on this one.
I mean, what do the Planeteers do when they combine? Like, do they have separate powers, or do they combine? Because I never watched this show.
I'm gonna be real to you. I do not remember a single episode of Captain Planet. All I can remember is the Don Cheadle fucking. And I hate that that's the
like the SNL skit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
the
man.
Planeteers each have their rings, which are Earth, Fire, Earth, Wind, and Fire. They summon Earth, Wind, and Fire to sing for the world. No, Earth, Wind, Fire, Water, and Heart.
And
Obviously, Heart being the best. When they combine their rings, they summon Captain Planet to help save the world.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right.
That's when
So
when
really,
their powers
through their
combine.
teamwork, they summon Captain Planet.
Correct.
I think that gives them the edge of the Animaniacs, because the Animaniacs can combine. They can't combine in such a way.
This is some like Voltron Power Rangers.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That's some real shit. And I mean, I'm looking at some of these villains, these eco villains, like Duke Nukem. That man sounds like he needs to be taken down. He sounds like he needs to not exist. My man's name is Hoggish Greedley, Zarm, and Loot and Plunder. That's funny. I get it. Loot and Plunder.
Loot and Plunder? Gotta say it out loud.
Jeff Bezos, I guess.
Yeah.
No, these sound like real villains that need to be put away. So
Yeah, I think the Planeteers went. They got a flying machine called the Geo Cruiser. Like they like some straight up
Dude,
superhero.
all right.
children.
Yeah. This is easy now.
And bonus, their flying machine is based on solar power, so they don't pollute in the world.
let's fucking go,
all
bro.
right. This is easy.
Not
Easy
pollution
pick.
queen. Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to go watch some more Captain Planet after this.
Yeah, easy Captain Planet.
It had a lot of episodes. I really don't remember enough about this show. It had 100-something episodes, I think.
And it's so diverse. I forgot. So all the characters, they got Kwame, who's from Africa. They got Wheeler from Brooklyn. Linka from the Soviet Union.
The Soviet
I don't know.
Union.
Yeah, the show's old, guys.
I mean, hey, technically, what? Cold War ended 92?
It started I think 1990 was when the first episode aired. So yeah, they still had the.
We got, I think it's either G or Guy, I don't know, from Asia, and then Mati from Brazil. Yo, Captain Planet diverse as hell, man. Why isn't this a movie yet?
I was about to say, in the 90s, that was unheard of, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I got my vote. I'm voting Captain Planet.
I think we're all settled on Captain Planet. How are you feeling, Devin?
Yeah. Easy.
Captain Planet moves on. All right. Match number 3, we have Sonic. What is it? What's the actual show called, Brian? The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog?
I mean, it depends on which version you're talking about. There's Sonic X, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog with Jaleel White.
All of those were in the 90s?
Oh, yeah. Jaleel White's one is in the 90s. Sorry.
Okay. That one versus Recess. I have no argument for a bunch of kids at school.
Yeah. Mainly because the max that their teamwork can do is like prank a bully or something. And I feel like not all of their team-ups were like for the reasons of good. Like sometimes,
right?
Kind of.
I do remember they do have the power to throw rocks they had a rock war at one point. I remember that.
That's so dangerous. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
What's going on at school?
I don't know, man. They're pranking teachers that are just getting way underpaid. So I'm thinking just on principle alone, I think I'm rooting for Sonic.
There was a time, I think maybe it was the movie, where they did actually save Recess because they were going to get Recess taken away from them for some fucking reason. I don't remember. This is a long time ago. But as a group, they did get together and help save. They like got the whole school together to like almost protest prior to, I guess, protest.
Okay.
Big so that's
that's power.
That's a lot of
power
pull.
to people right
what
there.
What was his name? CJ, BJ, PJ.
Yeah,
I'm struggling. One of those names, so something like that. The kid with the backwards hat.
Yeah,
he was a good leader. He definitely instilled a lot of confidence in his team and it kept them straight. And, he had what what was her name? Fucking something Spinelli.
Mm.
You can tell how long it's been since I'm watching this shit because I don't remember nobody's name.
Yeah, no.
Right.
I remember the name though.
He kept her in check because she was really hot-headed, kind of like Buttercup.
Ashley Spinelli.
Ashley Spinelli. Yeah. They had a weird, scared, chunky kid.
Mikey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he helped the people find themselves. It was a ragtag group.
That's
they were all
true.
different people. I wouldn't have hung out with none of those kids at school. They were fucking weirdos.
I mean, I guess the question is Sonic. Is it all Sonic? He basically carries it. Like when in Sonic they actually work together, other than just Sonic just carrying the team.
I will say that Tails is kind of a damsel in distress, especially because he does tend to get himself in trouble. He's smart and he's very technical, but especially in the '90s show, he's a lot more kind of just goofy child and looks up to Sonic to kind of save the day, which that sucks.
Who else is on the squad?
Yeah, that's the question. I don't know if Knuckles is in this show.
He's not in that show. But they do have like some furry friends. That's why I was like, oh damn, maybe it's not a team up. I was thinking solely video game stuff. Which the video games, there were video games that did come out in the '90s that did have them all together. But so that's why I was thinking this whole time. So my bad. I'm never thinking of the cartoon show. But they did have little furry bird animals that used to be part of the crew. They didn't talk, but they did some shit.
He had some teammates.
Yeah.
Listeners, real quick, because we forgot to say this at the top. We have an established rule of we each get a veto power to send one of the teams to the next round without a fight. Yeah, because we want to keep them. Just letting you know. All right.
So each one of us basically gets one pick from the first round, if we so feel, if we so choose.
If we so choose. Yes.
But that doesn't bode well for their odds in the second round. If you have to force them through.
Right. All right, with that, are we ready to vote Sonic a V Recess?
Yeah, I'm thinking on straight teamwork. I mean, I think Recess takes it, man.
This is tough.
If we were talking of any newer version of Sonic, I would be Sonic 100% on board. I think there's a lot of teamwork in newer Sonic. Older Sonic he had the squad on his back. He was fucking carrying these idiots, for sure.
The fact that you told me that Tails is mostly a damsel in distress does not bode well for their team. I might have to go Recess, even though I don't care about those children either.
I don't. I literally can't even remember their names, but I do remember. I do remember good leadership, and I do remember a lot of instilled confidence, and they kind of had control over the whole school just by being themselves. And I think that's pretty. Yeah, that says a lot about them.
Damn, I think that's our first upset. Recess takes it over Sonic. Wow.
Listen, I'm a big Sonic fan, but I'm always be real with y'all, even though I might have the bias. I'll be real with y'all.
With that, Brian, what's our next team up?
Our next team up is Gargoyles versus
fuck
X-Men. What the fuck? That's crazy.
This is a legit
wild
team.
Those are real squads I've ever seen them.
Holy shit. This one might go to the death. I'm not gonna lie, my heart, I gotta vouch for Gargoyles right now in my heart. Because Goliath, one, dope name. Leader of the Gargoyles, dope name. Voiced by none other than Keith David, dope actor. They are awesome. They're gargoyles. They chilling in New York. They fly. They can fly. They got strength. Only problem, this is not bode well for them. They get that sunlight, they frozen solid. They're solid for a good 12 to 15 hours.
And I also feel like they're not very varied. I mean, only for this matchup, they're not. It's only because this matchup they're being compared with the ultimate team in the X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Gargoyles, it's like, they got a big one, they got a fat one, they got a small one, they got a regular one. That's about
right.
Their powers are all about the same. So there's only so much you can do for teamwork. So I mean, and it's the X-Men. I mean, X-Men is like, when you look at team in the dictionary, it's probably like the third or fourth, example. Is the
pretty
X-Men.
Solid team. Not gonna lie.
And it's easy.
Yeah. And the best theme song. That's
They weren't without their problems, though. I mean, we know that Wolverine didn't exactly like to work as a team. He tended to like to be a lone wolf. That was a big thing.
True.
All 5'3" of that man used to be real fucking pissy whenever he had to work with. I feel like Gambit, especially. I feel like he hated that idiot.
Right.
Rogue was always causing issues. I feel like. No, not Rogue.
I mean, Jean Grey. Fucking Phoenix Saga, that wasn't great.
Yeah, that's true.
There's also the Sentinels that were killing them all and shit.
So I mean, they were kind of falling apart. Let's be real. They had some real life issues going on in that house.
They aren't without problems.
I don't remember the Gargoyles too well, but did they ever have any internal squabbles? Or they were just like, we fucking gargoyles, bro.
Family. Not from what I can remember, not so much amongst them, really. I know that homeboy Goliath's lover woman, what's her name? I can't remember her name. Turns evil at one point.
I do
That's
remember
like
that.
the main plot of the beginning. She's evil as shit. But other than that,
Mhm.
the main other gargoyles are kind of just like kind of goofy. They're just like chilling around. They took their names after the boroughs in Brooklyn of New York. I mean, but yeah, I mean they got strength. I'm pretty sure they're fairly invulnerable, not entirely, but I feel like they're pretty damn not what's the word I'm looking for? I don't remember.
Invincible.
Maybe, but not entirely. But it's hard to get past that they're out of commission for half the day.
They're worse than
That's a tough
Batman. I mean,
beat.
Batman can go outside during the day. He doesn't like to, but
Right.
he has a choice.
That's a tough beat.
Damn,
man.
you
I don't
pulling
know.
off a crime at 5 a.m. I'm sorry, bro. The sun comes up in like 30 minutes. I can't.
Right. I can't be frozen in the middle of the street, bro.
That's wild. I'm gonna be real
Dang.
for you for a second. Gargoyles was the TV show that when it came on, I changed the channel. I don't know why. But I
Damn.
hated Gargoyles as a kid. I fucking couldn't stand
Ugh.
that show. It was like a filler show.
I kind of want to watch the theme song for it now because I feel like it would bring back some like old feelings.
Gargoyles is great.
It
Like
make me want to go
nostalgia.
back and see how I feel about it now as an adult. But I fucking loathed that show when I was a child.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
why.
that's the thing. Like, I feel like because the characters aren't that memorable, I feel
Maybe.
like that alone is an X-Men goes through the
I mean,
next round.
it's hard to beat X-Men. It's real
Yeah.
tough. That's a tough one. I don't even know if I want to waste my veto for this, so I'm gonna just go with the X-Men. I think.
Yeah. Easy.
Next round.
Ooh. Oh,
Devin, what's
God.
up? What do we?
A matchup that you probably never saw coming in any context whatsoever.
Oh my god.
We got Dragon
so
Ball
sad.
Z versus Ed, and Eddie.
Oh god.
Oh boy. I mean, Brian was bringing some pretty damning, examples of Dragon Ball Z when this
I got
came up
good
in the
fighting
matchup.
points against Dragon Ball Z. First of all, can you really call it a team when these motherfuckers sit in the corner while one motherfucker
true.
1v1s another one until he dies and then you jump in? Is that really teamwork? Are you really that thing? And then also on top of that, Dragon Ball Z is, as a TV show, is just, well, I can't beat your ass, but you wait till Goku gets here. He'll beat you. And that's been the whole thing. Like that's literally the whole thing. So it's like, as a teamwork aspect, I don't know, bro.
That's a
That
good
seems like
point.
you're pretty. There was a whole time for a long time that Goku and Vegeta wouldn't even fight together because of pride. That they just want to beat someone 1v1
But they
so
did
hard.
eventually, right? They fought the androids together.
Yeah, they fought the androids together. They actually fused together into one whole motherfucker at one point because that's part of Dragon Ball Z. And that's teamwork. But I mean, even now, they still do tend to their pride is so high on each other that they don't want to actually team up and fight together.
That's tough.
Everyone else does because they want to live because the world is going to explode if they don't.
But then
good fight.
Do Ed and Eddie actually work together, or was it just them like walking around being stupid? Because I don't remember them doing anything of substance.
The big story of Ed, and Eddie is the little Ed, the small one. I guess it's Ed with one D. He was always trying to come up with a scheme to get rich. Man was trying to make some money, trying to get some jawbreakers. He's living his life. So he brings a squad together, and they always had some kind of get rich quick scheme that they were trying to go through, including selling stuff, man, like pioneers of doing things, trying to shill to the other kids in the neighborhood. And I mean, were they successful?
Never. I feel like it's kind of like Wile E. Coyote, right? Because I remember them just like all their plans would always like just blow up in their faces. And
we can't forget though, guys, that they also have Plank.
Is that part of the group? Plank and the kid that was obviously black, but they didn't want to make him colored enough to be black.
See, I feel like as bad as Dragon Ball Z's teamwork is, I feel like Ed and Eddie's teamwork is worse because they work together and they fail.
That's true.
So I'd rather get my ass kicked and have my friends watching me below looking cool than to be on the team of Ed and Eddie and just know that you're always going to be like Wile E. Coyote.
I feel like if we brought up the ratio, I think there'd probably be a lot more W's in the Dragon Ball camp than there would be for Ed and Eddie.
I think because when they do team up, it's a big moment and it's like going to be awesome and it's going to be successful.
That's true.
Or it's going to be, at least epic. Whereas Ed and Eddie team up and it's like, well, this is just going to fall apart again.
You're making two good points. I hate it. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I was gonna veto this shit no matter what. I'm a sit. I'm a sit on it. It's fine. Because I really can't think of another reason that Ed and Eddie would be a good choice. I truly don't think they're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
Ed is a leader. He does lead, but he leads them to demise every single
Yeah.
And one time that motherfucker did eat the sun. And that was canon that he ate the sun. That was a thing that happened.
So by no reason of merit alone, just because their competition is so bad as team Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z got to be, right?
I'm going to go with Dragon Ball Z.
All right, Dragon Ball Z it is. It's the winner. Next team up, we got Street Sharks versus Sailor Moon.
Damn, I'm going to have to abstain because I don't know. I didn't watch either one of these shows. I don't know anything about either one. Well, hey, but maybe you two can convince me.
Brian, I feel like you're going to take the Sailor Moon. So I'll take the Street Shark side because I loved me some Street Sharks as a kid. And then it was just a bunch of like surfer dudes that get turned into half sharks, half humans. They ride rollerblades. They got skateboards. One dude has a mohawk.
There was a show for this? I knew there were toys. And that's I remember seeing like the ads for the toys, but I never saw the show. And also, what would you do with the plot of that show?
It's basically gargoyles and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
They basically become superheroes because they're half sharks.
Terrifying. Well, I don't feel like they had like normal ass jobs. I don't know why I feel like one was like a plumber or some shit, something weird.
One was a tax accountant.
That's what he's a shark. Yeah, I tried to look up some of it because I really don't remember much about Street Sharks. I remember I had the toys. They were super cool. They were made out of a weird material, like the shark face. So I used to chew I used to chew the noses off of them because I was a stupid kid.
Yeah.
So all of mine had a fucking hole in it.
Whenever you'd see one, it'd be in some form of disrepair.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you had one now, it probably would have disintegrated. Because most of the pieces were made out of like a weird rubber material. Like,
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was just them solving crimes and being cool dudes, you know? It's mostly it was the toy thing. They were just cool toys. But they did have a couple spin-off with some dinosaurs instead of sharks at one point.
I did not know that. What the fuck?
I think it was called Extreme Dinosaurs.
Bar's very low for this team. I think Sailor Moon probably has some legit teamwork moments, right?
Sailor Moon is literally they're a bunch of superheroes.
Right. Sailor Moon's tough to beat.
Yeah, who's Sailor Moon. She meets a black cat named Luna and gives her the power to become Sailor Moon. She gives that power to her friends. Two of which are probably supposed to be lovers, gay lovers, but they made them like cousins instead in the English dub because we were like, we don't like that gay shit. That's their words, not mine, by the way.
This is the USA in the 90s. We're not there yet.
Yeah, right. We weren't Captain Planet. Calm down. Like,
we gave you Captain Planet already, all right?
But yeah, I mean, they fought literal forces of evil. We're talking about people that were going to destroy the entire Earth with, Sailor Moon, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Mars, Mercury. Like, they were actually friends, so that was a squad. And Usagi wasn't always the best leader, but she did try her best.
But I think that alone is like, I didn't hear anything on Sharks that made me have any confidence in them. So, I mean, Sailor Moon seems like they're a pretty solid team.
Oscar remembered halfway through that he does not remember the show.
yeah, pretty much. They
God
just
knows
looked cool.
All right, Sailor Moon.
I think Sailor Moon it is.
Yeah, that's easy. I like how the animes are going to face off in the next round.
Oh, I didn't even know
that's interesting.
Yeah, we didn't plan that.
Yeah.
Next round, we've got Rugrats versus the Power Rangers.
This is tough.
We got babies.
Dude, for teamwork, this is hard. This is very hard.
Does anyone have a case for Rugrats?
I have a huge case for Rugrats.
All right.
Yeah.
We got Tommy Pickles, probably one of the best leaders in TV history.
True.
He instilled so much confidence in people like Chucky, who was the scaredy cat, had that man doing wild shit solely by just being confident in himself. Phil and Lil, he brought them all together. Even Angelica would sometimes, denounce power to Tommy Pickles just because he was him. He was that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, you can barely even walk. Man's pigeon-toed as fuck. And he still managed to get them kids together to go on adventures, face their fears, be their true selves. And I fuck with that. I fuck with that heavy.
Yeah.
That's my man right there.
For me, I feel like this could have been the final or at least a semifinal. Like if the bracket had worked out a different way.
I'm just saying.
I mean, this is
one leader,
two powerhouses.
Led them to have fun adventures. The other leader beat their ass in a Megazord. I don't know.
To be fair, he wasn't the leader yet, but yeah.
The Red Ranger is still the leader.
Dang. Yeah, I mean, okay, let me make the case for Power Rangers there, because this is one of the shows that I did watch. I think the Power Rangers are always on the same page. Like they're always like very positive, very welcoming to each other. They're always very much like a, bona fide team. Like, and anytime one Ranger would go off and like try to fight people on their own, they'd always be getting their ass kicked. And then what happens? The other Power Rangers show up to help them out. And like, then they always get in the Megazord, but you gotta be a team. See, because they have the separate vehicles, and then they could do a little bit of fighting and skirmishing with that. But it's like, no. We gotta make the Megazord together. And that's how you end each episode is with the Megazord. So I mean,
hey yo,
it's really tough.
Power Rangers glorified truancy. Those kids stayed leaving school to fight crime. I don't know if any of them graduated. I don't think any of them had enough credits to get out of that fucking high school.
I think they're still in high school now.
So no, fuck them.
Oh,
bad team. It gives the wrong message, in my opinion.
And also bad hairline, because what's his name? Is it the Blue Ranger? Was he the Blue Ranger? Or the Green Ranger?
I feel like at one point he was a Black Ranger for a little bit.
But, dude, his hairline was something ungodly.
They've cleaned it up in the remake. He finally got a real barber.
I hope so.
He must not be American. Maybe he's Canadian or something. I feel like any Black person's not American just doesn't get haircuts, or the haircuts they get are just atrocious. Because Drake was like that really bad too in Degrassi, where that man just had the worst fucking hairline. Shit was like down to his eyebrows. It looked ridiculous.
Yeah, it was very strange.
We got to get more Black barbers in some of these other areas, man.
It's true.
We got to get them to Canada, to Europe. Because this can't keep happening. They can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, that was pretty strange.
All right, let's vote. Let's vote right now. I'm voting Power Rangers.
I'm voting Power Rangers as well.
I'm vetoing the fuck out of this. Rugrats all the way.
Oh wait,
sending them straight through.
Brian, I might counteract your veto.
Oh no, he's gonna counteract veto the fucking Power Rangers.
Counter veto.
I'm sending Rugrats through.
I mean, just make Oscar make the choice, because like. Only because I feel strongly about the Power Rangers. I wish they didn't have to face off against the Rugrats in this.
That's a tough one. Absolutely.
Truancy is my biggest issue with the Power Rangers. Go to school, kids.
He said they would.
Yeah, no pressure, Oscar, but it's all on you.
I mean, I voted Power Rangers.
Dang, man. I feel bad.
Power Rangers going through.
Rugrats is like
they
a national
stomped
champion.
Those fucking babies out.
They got bounced in the first round, man. They deserve to be in the final four.
Babies everywhere crying, and it's blood on your hands, Devin.
You know what? I mean, they deserve to be.
I'm so thankful you did that, Devin, because that means I get to keep my vetoes.
Were you gonna veto me too?
Yeah, I was gonna veto them through.
Pissed.
Oh shit! Damn, right. I should have kept mine.
Final match of the first round. Let's get to it. Magic School Bus versus Transformers Beast Wars.
What the fuck?
It's a bus versus a truck or a gorilla.
Be fucking for real. Miss Frizzle is a terrible human being, putting these kids through some of the most daunting situations of their life. There is one episode where one of the kids fucking dies because he takes off his helmet and freezes in space. If that was my teacher, I would be suing this whole entire school district. What is wrong with you, lady? You're a psych. Why am I in someone's fucking rectum? What is happening here? Like, lady crazy.
There's one episode where they get nutted on by some salmon.
That's true.
They're like in a salmon spawning like event, and they just get it's just in the middle of it.
That's inappropriate for my children.
Yeah.
It's just like floating around with some salmon, eggs, and I don't know what have the way fish do their stuff, but they're in there. They're in the middle of that. Magic School Bus is just floating around in there.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, I don't even think we really need to make out arguments for the Transformers Beast Wars crew. They Transformers.
They're trying to save Primal, the Earth, the world, their world. I don't even think they're on Earth in that TV show.
But hey, Mrs. Frizzle's trying to show them stuff. However, I think
she's putting her squad in harm's way too often.
But also, without Mrs. Frizzle, they're not really a team. They're just a bunch of students.
They're some fucking I do think knowledge is power. I think that's very important. And what better way to learn than to actually be there?
That's true.
That being said, we have technology. We don't have to do this anymore. I can see salmon nut without having to be inside of it.
Jesus Christ.
We don't need that anymore. I don't know.
Maybe just a YouTube video. Maybe some crash course.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just saying, a team up between the Magic School Bus and the Captain Planet crew would be a diabolical team.
I would definitely watch that episode. That'd be sick. Also, couldn't they do an Ant-Man situation in a Magic School Bus where they could
That's
literally blow
true.
the school bus up and then blow someone up from the inside?
Yeah,
for sure.
they
I
absolutely
mean, they
could.
definitely go inside of people.
Yeah.
They were definitely inside of people at one point.
There was some power in that bus. Absolutely.
Wasn't there like one of the kids got sick one time and they went in there to like make him better?
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
like, went into his body.
Yeah.
I used to fuck with that show heavy. I used to love that
Yeah.
show.
But it's still less of it, again, without the Magic School Bus itself, which I think is a living entity.
It sure is. It's got eyes.
I forgot about that. What the fuck?
Yeah, like without Mrs. Frizzle and the school bus itself, I mean, y'all are kaput. So easy Transformers win.
Yeah, might have to lean towards the Transformers. Sorry, Magic School Bus.
All right, guys. Hey, we got our Elite Eight. Got our Elite
Yep.
Eight set.
Here we go. We're running late, so let's quickly get into round 2. Powerpuff Girls versus Captain Planet and the Planeteers. This is tough. This is a tough one.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie, my heart rests
Yeah.
with Captain Planet and the Planeteers, man.
I feel like Captain Planet does more good as a crew than Powerpuff Girls. I feel like a lot of times they do leave the world, or at least their city, in shambles.
Just
often.
destroyed.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's true.
They're the exact opposite to Captain Planet.
There's literally a whole episode where they're being shamed by the city because the city kept trying to move without them and be like, we don't want your help anymore because you keep fucking us up and we don't like
Right.
because they're children and they're really young children, not like Captain Planet level
Right.
children. They are toddlers.
Yeah.
So
True.
their sense of justice is a little skewed.
Yeah. And also, like,
Ooh.
the Powerpuff Girls alone, each one of them is pretty powerful.
Mhm.
But, like, you know, their powers are pretty similar. But, like, Captain, you know, the Planeteers, like, they combine, they summon Captain Planet. Like, that's pretty badass.
Pretty good.
Like,
pretty
when
good.
you combine, you get, you know, you summon this being. Powerpuff Girls can do it by themselves. They don't have to.
Right.
And I feel like they
right.
definitely had some beef at points.
Absolutely, 100%. And they were sisters.
Because they're kids. Yeah.
And they're children and
Captain
siblings.
Planet and the Planeteers, that's all vibes, right? No drama.
Right. I'm just saying those Powerpuff Girls got grounded a lot and complained about it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
Yeah.
Dang, man. I'm thinking, yeah, Captain Planet.
Let's vote. I'm voting Captain Planet.
2023, we need to save this Earth, guys. Captain Planet.
Let's go.
On to the
Captain
next
Planet.
round.
We want to see 2024.
To the
On to the
semis.
Final Four, baby.
Woo. All right. Next, we got Recess versus the X.
I mean, somehow the second round's easier.
What the hell are we doing?
Yeah, this bracket randomizer was
The fact they made it this far, Recess.
Yeah, they the underdog. No one thought they'd even get past that first round.
True.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, I mean, X-Men, I mean, you know, say no more. I think, and like, you know, yes, they had some beef, but like when they're in that like that room where they can train against Sentinels and stuff, they do work they practice tactics together.
Do you think in the danger room? Do you think they have a setting where they fight a bunch of teenagers?
that throw rocks at them?
They throw rocks at them. Oh,
I think
God.
Wolverine would make pretty quick work of that.
Recess had my vibe. I think they lost the vibe here. X-Men is
Yeah.
the group.
Yeah,
It's true.
they were a Cinderella story that, you know, got bounced. They were a bracket buster
Yeah,
got
absolutely.
bounced in the- in the-
Absolutely.
in the next
All right.
second round.
So that's it. X-Men. Moving on.
X-Men 100%.
Next round. Dragon Ball Z versus Sailor fucking Moon. It's the battle of the animes.
Yeah,
as
how did
Devin
this
said.
happen?
Ooh, this is tough.
I mean, I think Sailor Moon, right? Because they actually work together.
I'm thinking
I think
Sailor Moon
actually
too,
works
man.
together. Yeah, I mean, DBZ is too much pride. There's too much stuffiness to even be good together. And I think that's been their downfall so many times. And the only thing I could talk about that would show against that would be like something that's happened over the past 5 years in Dragon Ball Super. But that came out in the 2020s.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, that's, I don't think we can use that. But Dragon Ball Z was all Goku got hands.
Yeah.
We're going to wait till it gets here.
Gonna wait till he gets here.
I
so
like
funny.
that. I like that.
That was really the situation.
I think Sailor Moon. I think Sailor
I
Moon.
think
Sailor
Sailor
Moon.
Moon too.
Sailor
The world never
Moon.
completely ended because of Sailor Moon, but it did because of Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Yeah, wouldn't like some of the pink aliens just like level entire cities in Dragon Ball
No,
Z?
not entire cities. Literally everybody on Earth died in the last arc of Dragon Ball Z with Good Sucker.
Lord. Yeah, that's bad
He
teamwork.
killed
That's bad
every-
teamwork.
Because the Trunks and Goten, Goku's son and Vegeta's son were too cocky because they wanted to fight
Nope.
by themselves, and then they got eaten.
That's the ultimate team fail.
Damn. Well,
Spoilers for
that's
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, Sailor Moon. Hey, I mean, one aspect of teamwork is to not let the world be destroyed. So
Right.
They leaned a lot
So
on them
good.
Dragon Balls. If it wasn't for those Dragon Balls, the whole world
That's
would
true.
have been decades ago.
Sailor Moon, you're moving on to the semis.
All
Final
right.
matchup of round 2. Power Rangers versus Transformers Beast Wars.
Ooh.
I'm curious with you. I got to be sold on one or the other, I think.
Power Rangers, because
I'm
like
still leaning,
Transformers, when do they actually work together? It's more about it's more just individual shapes and stuff.
I would think that even if the Power Rangers in their own separate Zords could probably take on all the Transformers in their normal form, whatever. It'd be tough, except maybe Optimus Primal, obviously. I think that's when they would maybe need to Megazord up, and then I think it's over.
That's a really hot take. I would think that they would make short work of the Megazord as a whole. Them things are crazy and fast and quick. Cheetor, like
yeah, but again, we don't know the size. I feel like the Megazord like towers over all of them.
That is true. I'm really not sure how. I guess it's bigger than a city. Yeah, it's like bigger than the skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a second I was thinking like Optimus would be like the same size as the Mega. It was like, wait a minute.
No, I think like the Megazord. I think it's like got the Godzilla versus Kong scenario where like Kong's like a teeny little gorilla and Godzilla's like a fucking skyscraper tall lizard. I think that's what we're getting at.
Yeah. Do we know anything about how big these are supposed to be? Do they ever like reference that?
No, because I think we see kids next to the Beast Wars characters, and they're like,
yeah,
like they're not like skyscraper size next to the humans.
But here's the thing, kind of like Captain Planet, right? When they combine, they get the Megazord and their power is greatest, right? Transformers don't have anything like that.
They
it's
don't.
Just like, it's like, we fight together, but oh my god,
it was a hideous show.
It was
just off the CGI quality alone. I'm voting for.
I'm thinking if this was like classic '80s Transformers, this would be a bigger fight. If it was Optimus Prime and all of them, I think this would be a closer matchup. But I think with the Beast Wars, I don't know if they can handle it.
But wait. But they're not fighting. It's like how well can they team up?
Which I think an element to fighting as a team, I think it adds to that element. But even then, I think that might go Power Rangers.
I think it's Power Rangers all the way.
I think I'm agreeing with you there. You have me sold. I didn't realize they were so fucking small. I just thought they were so ugly. I was gonna vote against them anyways because that's.
How would the Rugrats have fared against the Transformers?
Rugrats
we'll never know. We will never know.
We'll never know. Power Rangers moves on to the semifinals. Speaking of semifinals, here we are. Let's get to it. First matchup. Ooh, Captain Planet and the Planeteers versus the X-Men.
Damn.
Fuck. This is how I want to see
Sailor Moon in the Power Rangers
this final. Is fucking hard, man. Oh shit.
I think I'm gonna go X-Men just because I want to see X-Men Power Rangers in the final.
I don't know enough about Captain Planet. I never watched all of it, so I wouldn't know. But I want to know like who made more mistakes as a crew. I think that's where it really changes who would be the better team.
That's a fair point.
I do feel like X-Men definitely had storylines where they were fucking up.
They fucked up a lot.
Storyline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like Captain Planet was always pretty like, it's not low stakes, but it's pretty lighthearted.
It's kind of like the Magic School Bus. Like they always succeeded and at the end, you know?
They were always winning.
Win.
They were always winning, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. That's
X-Men
100%
would be a lot
success
of lone wolves trying to go out there and, kind of do stuff on their own. But dude, it's the X-Men. The X-Men are the X-Men. Like all of their powers complement each other so well. Like
I'll just say for the X-Men, Rogue fucking put Captain Marvel in a coma. That's not good teamwork. She touched her and put her in a fucking coma. That's how she got her powers. That's bad.
I was about to say, I feel like that's not the first time that happened either. Rogue stayed wanting to get some intimate physical touch.
Fucking hell. I don't. Oh.
What was I can't remember who's the other one. Jubilee. She had like like electronics or something.
We got Jubilee. We got fucking what's the super 90s one? I can't remember what her name is.
The super 90s one.
Dazzler.
Oh god.
Yeah, she had like sparkle hands.
Yeah.
I need to watch the show again.
I feel like for teamwork is Captain Planet, but I just want to God, I don't know.
All right, let's vote. Let's get to it. Let's vote. I'm gonna go Captain Planet. Oh no.
I'll go X-Men, Brian. It's all you.
I would say Captain Planet, boy.
Damn! Oh my god.
We're recycling girlies in this episode.
It's a shocking upset.
This is nuts. That's nuts. Oh.
If it was combat, X-Men would be going through. But
ask me 12 years ago, and I probably would definitely say X-Men. But they're talking about stuff that are a big issue in 2023.
Yeah.
A lot of these
I agree.
people are people that exist now in our world that probably we need a Captain Planet to come and knock the fuck out. I don't know.
Yeah. That's wild.
You know
That's
what? I'd be
fucking
okay
wild.
with Captain Planet just like straight up just murdering some people. I don't know if I can say
Let's
that.
not
I mean, I'm
name
telling
any
you,
names.
The Don Cheadle version would. All right, let's go on to this final semifinal match. We got Sailor Moon versus the Power Rangers.
We got school kids versus school kids.
Yep.
Who's the better school
Yeah.
kids?
Ooh.
I'm thinking Power Rangers because because the Megazord advantage. Sailor Moon don't have anything like that, do they?
This is true. They do not.
They
They have a similar suit up. They have a suit up little animation thing that they do in Sailor Moon and Power Rangers.
No matter how much you're beating the Power Rangers' ass, right? Like say they're fighting 1-on-1. Okay, you can beat the Power Rangers up. You can have them down and beat, and you think you won. Then they just call in the Megazord every time. They call in their mechs. They form the Megazord, and it's over. It's over for you.
I will say there are a couple times where the Power Rangers are usually losing their powers or something bad happens. But again, eventually they succeed. But that's every one of these a lot of the time. So and I don't remember enough times from Sailor Moon how often they fuck up in Sailor Moon.
I'm about to say they don't have a Megazord, but they do have Tuxedo Black. And he would come and do literally nothing. And then say he won. He did everything. And that was pretty cool. I want Sailor Moon to do better, but I do think Power Rangers probably does make it the better team. I don't even want to say. I want to say the better team. I don't know, man. Power Rangers stayed flying with sparks off them all the time.
Yeah, and there's random explosions behind them.
Yeah, for flare points, I'm going Power Rangers.
That show felt gay as fuck. I don't know. It was just one of those shows that just felt very LGBTQ friendly. Looking back now,
That's great.
That should be studied.
Yeah. All right, Brian, what are you voting?
I'm gonna go with Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Yeah,
it is.
Same.
All right, boys. So, real quick, do we want to do a third place winner between X-Men and Sailor Moon?
Ooh,
X-Men.
Yeah, quick X-Men, quick. Yeah.
Third place goes to the X-Men. Very honorable effort, X-Men. Try again next year. All right, this is it. The final. I could never have picked this when we first talked about this. It's between Captain Planet and the Planeteers versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I mean, yeah, exactly. One of these I saw in the final. The other I definitely did not.
Listen, I'm gonna go with the way that I was going with the Powerpuff Girls with the Power Rangers. They often left that city in shambles when they were done with it.
That's it.
Whereas Captain Planet was trying to save the world from pollution and greed and other shitty things that people used to do. Literally nuclear bombs and shit.
Yeah.
That Megazord was fucking
I mean,
up.
dude, think what is the ultimate goal of teamwork? It's to make the world a better place. It's to win a game. It's to accomplish an objective that hopefully makes the world better. You can't get much more, to that point than summoning Captain Planet yourself.
I've got an agenda here. I'm obviously some kind of fucking representative senator of somewhere to be making all this shit. Because I never thought I would be picking Captain Planet over anything when we first started this. But yet here I am talking about saving the world and ridding the world of plastic.
Also, didn't the White Ranger leave the team eventually? He was the Green Ranger, then he was the White Ranger, and he's just fuck y'all, I don't need y'all.
No, eventually they stopped being Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then he became the new Red Ranger of the next iteration. So he stuck around. This is tough. My heart says Power Rangers, but based on
the empirical data,
just because if it did come down to a fight element, I don't know if Captain Planet can take the Megazord. I don't know.
The Power Rangers would have watched those nerds. I feel like all they have to do is kill the kids, and then I feel like he'd probably just go away.
But see, then they would never fight. But here's the thing, right? In ultimate teamwork fashion, I think Captain Planet and the kids would never fight the Power Rangers because they'd be like, "Hey, our goals are the same. Let's work together." So for teamwork, and this is the bracket of teamwork, I think Captain Planet is the winner.
Fuck.
Unless you guys disagree.
But I think Brian was leaning Captain Planet.
I'm leaning Captain Planet. I hate to say it.
I was leaning Power Rangers, but I think, honestly, I think that it probably should go Captain Planet. I think Captain Planet is our fucking winner. Captain Planet and the Planeteers is the winner of the whatever the hell we just did bracket.
The best team of the 90s TV, Captain
Incredible.
Planet.
Nobody
bro.
saw it coming.
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Something about taking pollution down to 0.
What?
Nobody saw this coming.
Nobody. This is like Rudy. What the hell just happened, man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Upset of the century.
I wish this was a bit, but I really had no interest in even getting Captain Planet to past the first round.
Captain Planet, a show I think all of us probably knew the least about going into this. Oh man, people are gonna be mad.
Has anyone of us actually seen a full episode of Captain Planet?
People are gonna be so mad.
Look at this guy's got a mullet, bro.
I love it, dude.
Shit. I can't believe it. There it is.
Look at them. Yeah, with their rings, they summon him. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It is, man.
I want to go find the show now and watch an episode or two.
I know.
I've never actually watched it.
That's how you know it's the true winners, when we are so invested that we now want to go see what the hell is up with it.
And it beat out shows that we actually watched more.
Right.
All right, listeners. There it is. Captain Planet and the Planeteers. The first winner of one of these brackets that we've just fucking done. That was fun. Listeners, if you enjoyed it, let us know any other kind of like of recommendations of any other formats or prompts that you would like us to take in this format, because this was kind of fun.
Brackets are great. I love a good bracket.
Yeah. All right, guys. With that, shall we now move into our final segment of the week?
Let's do it. Let's save the world.
Which we like to call Free for All. Title pending. This is the segment. We kind of do whatever we want. We can talk about our day, talk about life, recommend something. It's free for all. I will very quickly go first. In honor of the Power Rangers and their second place loss. I watched on Netflix last week the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always 30th anniversary special thing. I will say it's exactly what a fucking Power Rangers episode should be, in the sense that the acting is, for the majority, fucking terrible. There is such awful acting in this for the most part. It's super corny.
I love that though.
It's super cheesy. It's exactly like it's basically a 50-minute Power Rangers episode, which is exactly what, like, they didn't take it super seriously. Although there are weird serious elements into it, which I was like, this is a little weirdly tonal. Not quite sure what you're doing here. I feel like you guys didn't think you were acting as bad as you were, but which makes it a little sad. But I will say, all of the nostalgia elements to it totally worked on me. It was just a fun ride and seeing all the different things. This is a bit of a spoiler, but there is one line in this that fucking threw me, because it was a meme line and it was so weird. It's like every fucking episode of Power Rangers. They end up in a Megazord. At one point, they're in the Megazord, and Billy, the Blue Ranger, just says to the other weird kaiju monster, "Come catch these hands."
No. Boo. Tomato.
I could not believe it.
Oh god.
It was so funny. I was like, what the fuck, man? But like shit like that, like throughout, I was just like, this is just such a cornball ass thing.
Oh man.
Love it.
It's one of those things that I want to watch. I was meant to watch this weekend, but I kind of forgot about it. But like after with Jason David Frank's recent passing, that kind of shocked everybody. It really felt like, because he was the guy that was always still going to all the Comic-Cons, still doing like fucking kung fu karate movies and shit still. He definitely was still like in the scene. So it was really cool to like he was super passionate about this kind of stuff. So it would have been amazing to have seen him in that.
Absolutely.
I hear Kimberly didn't come back. I hear she was like, I don't want to fucking do this.
Yeah.
Which that's sad, because that's that was my girl. She was probably one of my first crushes of all time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like it was just one of those nostalgia kicks that I was like, it could be bad and I can allow it.
Yeah,
Like-
absolutely. Yeah. And it was just like, obviously it's dedicated in the memory of both him and the Yellow Ranger, who passed years ago during the show. I will say it is a weird element, because this is also a non-spoiler because it's in the trailer. You do see the Green Ranger in there. And also like Kimberly and Jason are in this, but it seems like they just used like some from the old show and kind of chucked them in there at one point. But it's real interesting. It's a really interesting, and it does make you kind of wish that they were all there in a way. But I think for what they did, I think they did a decent job of recreating an old school, goofy ass 90s episode of Power Rangers.
I love that. I mean, Power Rangers is a weird thing as a whole. There's a whole story about the creation of Power Rangers. That's crazy, but that's for another time.
Right.
But yeah, I love that.
Mhm.
I'm glad that I don't know if I'm glad that they made it, but as
Right.
far as nostalgia goes, this feels, unoffensive. I guess inoffensive.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Shout out to God of War Ragnarok. Sorry, Devin. Didn't mean to cut you off. But I had to get it in there.
Gross, boo.
No, I can go real quick. I was hanging out with my nieces this last week, and they requested on spot. Every time I drove them anywhere, they requested that I play the song from the Super Mario movie. And
Yeah.
I have not seen the Super Mario movie yet. But Jesus, did Jack Black go hard on the song? And he did not need to.
It's so good.
That song is actually on the Billboard Top 100 right now.
Yes.
Right?
It's nuts.
It's catchy as hell. Like, it's stuck in my head.
That song
still.
can get nominated for an Oscar now.
Really? That's
It's
fantastic.
an original song in a movie.
I mean, listen, man, and like you can tell the Jack Black influences are in there, like the way he says words and stuff are in it. Like it's so clearly him. I mean, the man is a national treasure. Love it, and it's still stuck in my head like a week later. So
yeah,
he's one of those people that if any scandals come out, I'm a be sick.
Oh
to my
yeah,
stomach.
yeah.
This man is too pure for this world. He can do no wrong.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
I will be taking any allegations that come out with a large grain of salt.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
No, I'm just kidding. But still, yeah. Jack Black is great. Sometimes you can have nice things, and Jack Black is a good example of that.
Man, I love that the kids love it. That was such a good kids movie. I feel like
It really
that's why
was.
it made $1 billion because it was
Billion
for kids so hard.
fucking dollars, man. Yeah,
Has it happened since what? Frozen 2?
something like that.
Yeah, for animated movies. That's crazy.
It's only 10. 10 animated movies make $1 billion. That's wild. That's
Damn.
wild.
Yeah. For me, I watched a Peacock original show.
Oh, boy.
Based off of an old nostalgic show. I caught up on the second season of Bel-Air.
Oh my God! I didn't even know they made a second season of that show.
Yeah, I guess people liked it. It was pretty lukewarm. Like it was like an okay show. They maybe rated like a 7 out of 10 for the first season. I don't know why I am so interested in this show because it is atrociously bad. I think
Oh
it is
no!
really. I mean, I think we've gotten to the point where we've hit an overabundance, like an oversaturation of edgy high schoolers. You know what I mean? Like I think Degrassi was like first, then we had Euphoria, 13 Reasons Why, we have this. There's just too much shit that's just about being edgy. Like the big thing about this show is that it's nothing like the Fresh Prince that everybody is like conniving and scary and Uncle Phil's doing like some sketchy under the table shit.
What?
Jeffrey's like an assassin or something crazy like
What?
that.
What?
It's really fucking weird. This show is really fucking weird.
What is this?
Everyone's
show?
dark. Carlton has a drug addiction issue. It's
Oh
wild.
my God!
It is a wild show.
That's weird.
But something about it is how dramatic it is so entertaining because everything is the most drama-filled nonsense for no reason.
Don't you think that's kind of shitty? Because like I feel like the reason that Fresh Prince was so good is because like they kind of get to they talk
Real
about
issues.
some real things. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, if you want to enjoy this show, don't even pretend that has nothing to do with Will Smith's Fresh Prince because
Right.
it is such a
It's just in name only.
right. It's about the same as like the Velma compared to Scooby Doo. Like you have to pretend that Scooby Doo has nothing to do with this show that you're watching if you want to even get a glimmer of hope of enjoying this show. Because it bastardizes everything.
That's nuts.
And there's like enough real issues out there where you could echo that tone of the first show where you kind of
Right.
So I guess you're going for like a drama kind of thing, but center it around some real stuff. And then
To be
meet
fair,
people-
they talk like a lot about like black issues and things like that, which I think is cool. It's a little too on the nose for my liking, but they're trying to keep it because it's definitely like based in our reality of today. It's not like back in the 90s when the actual show was made. So these are about kids and the shit they're going through right now in 2023. So that's whatever. I would say anybody that's interested in just a kind of a mindless show you don't have to pay that hard attention to, maybe watch a couple of episodes, see if it's something that attracts you. It's almost a soap opera and how goofy it is. But
dang,
Yeah.
it's disappointing.
That seems to be the trend of shows nowadays. I feel.
something about being edgy and making something edgier that was not is
Some
the
teen
big
shit.
vibe. Yeah, I don't.
Everybody
I don't know how I
watches
feel
one
about it.
episode of Euphoria. And then it's just like,
Right.
We gotta copy that. We gotta copy
Yes.
that.
100%. Shout out to Zendaya.
Do you think it'll get a third season?
I'm pretty sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure it will. Peacock's got nothing else.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what else they got to do?
They got Twisted Metal.
Christ.
All right, listeners, that is our show. You can email us at thefortressof@gmail.com, fortresspod, F-O-U-R. Feel free to email us any questions, feedback, recommendations, or anything like that. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube channel at The Fortress of. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your cat. Follow the Bollywood 3 R's. Rate, review, and recommend us to anyone and everyone you know. Thank you, Jackie, for helping edit the podcast every week. Thank you, Brian, for the art, Alex, for the music, and Devin, thank you for being here, even when you're not here. You can find Brian on Instagram at ITZ_ by the way, Alex at Peterson Films, and Devin, you can find him
And fight him in a
you can
Megazord.
if you want to. I mean, people might want to fight him after all these results. Trying to save the world with Captain Planet. Devin's got the heart ring.
I got my ring. Yeah, I'm ready.
Next week, I think it might be time to see how these Guardians end, guys.
Oh man, I'm not ready.
I'm not ready.
Hopefully, with Chris Pratt being bisexual.
Hopefully, that'd be pretty dope. They'll do it. We'll see if they'll do it.
You can tell it make him so uncomfortable too. I love it.
As usual, happy holidays, everyone, and put a code on. It's code out there.
I'm warm because I have microplastics in my system. Thanks, Captain Planet.
I should have put a code on. I think that's why I'm sick.
Oh, sure. Fair.
This damn weather changing. It's fucking raining.
We'll get the magic school bus. They'll help.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right, listeners. We'll see you here next week in another episode in the Fortress of...
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Something about taking pollution down to zero.